just hope.
Familiar spookiness. We were the first to arrive and walked the grounds of the small property. After a short tour by a caretaker, who incidentally could be Dan's brother, the investigation began in earnest. Altogether, there were 8 of us in this small house. And since we were all friends, we spent the first part of the night simply chit-chatting in the living room. You might think that I would have been upset by this, having planned and saved for this.
So, Christmas Day drive.
I was comfortable and happy to just listen to everyone's ghost stories with my hot coffee.
Never been in here once in my life.
When we did actually start investigating, we found the house eerily quiet. The only solid evidence we got was some strange static on Mike's voice recorder and an odd light anomaly on a photo of the blue room, the same room that Mr. Larson was stabbed in just a few weeks before. As the night wore on, no further activity was reported.
Drunker than shit.
Peaceful, almost calming. We all headed home the next morning, disappointed that all that effort had been spent.
Guy was a drunker.
No fruit. But hey,
living in the parkade. That's sad Christmas Day. Seeing that.
It was when my wife and I got home I realized I'd made one huge mistake. At the end of
hope he doesn't hold us up by knife point on the way out.
You absolutely have to tell
might have
to stay put, to not follow you.
Employ the 4-wheel drive over his
but it was so quiet that night, I had just brushed it all off.
over his legs or something.
Activity in my house started almost immediately. My living room TV would randomly turn itself on. Bookshelf decorations that hadn't been touched in years began diving to the floor. Lights all over the house began flickering. I would feel little invisible fingers tap me slightly on the shoulder, like a child wanting a drink of water after bedtime. I would see shadows walking around the kitchen from the living room out of the corner of my eye. I knew at this point that I had probably brought home one of the children with me. This was confirmed when it began to speak to me. I was home alone on a Friday evening. I had a date later that night, so I wanted to be as presentable as possible. After taking a shower, I found myself staring into my closet with no idea what to wear. I have like 200 t-shirts and had gone through them all twice, unable to decide. It happens to everyone. As I started a third
so here we are, the top of Charlottetown.
Voice coming from the hallway telling me to just pick one. I felt confused but embarrassed. I grabbed whatever my hand was on, put it on, finished getting ready, and got the hell out of the room. Not all.
What a beautiful day. So mild. Oh, you don't see much here, really. The top of some buildings. Whew. This is the Atlanta Technology Center, so we're in the back side of what used to be here. It used to be an Irving gas station. And this here was where Zeller's used to be. And Reitman's, this parkade was where Reitman's was. That's Kent Street. You can see the Veterans Affairs building there. And over here, that's Fitzroy Street right there. Fitzroy to University Avenue. And I'll take you to the other side in 1 second. And Kent Street, Maritime Electric. Just down Kent Street. Up Kent Street. Not much going on Christmas Day. Pretty quiet. Pretty quiet. So for all you people that used to live here on the island in Charlottetown and have been moved away for years and years, there used to be a barber shop there, Joe's Barber Shop, I believe. Joe Dykins used to be there. It burnt years ago, and then it turned into this divey bar called the Velvet Underground. And anyways, somebody bought it, and it's all expanded to an outdoor deck, and everything is really nice now. Yeah, my phone isn't the best for doing zooms, but yeah. We used to race block to block. It's a one-way street, 2 lanes, block after block after block. And when we were kids, we'd line them up at the red light, and the light turned green, we'd go. and we'd hit the next stop sign, we'd have to race each other and stop by the next stop sign, and then line them up again and go again. And I never got caught once. I did it, I'm sure, hundreds and hundreds of times. And I had the slowest car around, so that's probably why I never got caught. Anyways, I'll pause the video and we'll get going out. And I'll be right back.
Sorry. Okay. I have a little burn before me coming back my throat, so it's just going to come out
again?
I can just feel it.
We
worse.
are back.
And where did that take place again? That axe situation?
Liska.
I know. I thought I'd get you.
No, once I saw it again, I was like, oh yeah. But like trying to like
Oh, am I supposed to go this way?
How do you spell that? I'm pretty good with words. Yeah, I'm a pro.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, I have another story if you're into it.
I gotta run.
Could you imagine?
I don't even know.
Honestly, actually, and it's not even something like important. It's like, I'm kind of my blood sugar feels a little off. I was gonna go get some, no, I just don't want Peeps as a thing. Let's take the store, I want Peeps.
We're gonna see the drunk guy.
One of these days,
Oh, he's gone.
Maybe like when you tell a story that has a terrible no ending that makes me crazy. When you show one of your
He was down in his left corner here, but it might be one floor down.
You just leave.
Oh my god.
You're like, nope, I've heard it. That's it.
That's it, I've heard it all.
We're around here.
Oh my god.
Done.
Is he still
That
there?
would be really funny.
Nope.
That would be so great.
That was awkward.
Mark it down.
Okay.
We'll talk about it later. Okay, yeah, so this story, again, like a weird, interesting kind of confirmation of definitely knowing what you're seeing. And yeah, I really like the story, and I think it has like a sweet note at the end. Okay. Hello, Dan and Lindsay. I'm a big fan of Scared to Death. I've currently been binge listening at work since I'm quite a few episodes behind. So much to do, so little time. My story needs a little background before I dive in. I grew up in a super dysfunctional household with some pretty miserable parents. As you've mentioned on the podcast,
It's beginning to look a lot like
tend to target
spring.
those in emotional distress. My mother was an
Not much
alcoholic,
very
and my
Christmassy
father was
happening
either
here.
absent or abusive to her.
For
Needless to
like
say,
weather.
There was a lot of chaos
That's
and
okay.
activity in the house on a regular basis.
Nice
The house
Mercedes,
was
okay.
built in the
There you go.
1980s, and my parents were the sole owners of the home. So how did all the spirit activity in the house occur? No one had died there.
This
and
is
no one
another
had
street
ever
we'd
lived there
race.
before. And so my tale begins.
We'd line them up.
My mother was raised Protestant, but touched into the occult.
And every car in the
She
1990s was
did
like,
work from time to time,
well,
never really dived
my
into
class of
it
friends
that
had.
much. However,
Were like 4-cylinder automatic,
it had followed
low, like 90 horsepower cars, 60 horsepower. I think my friend had a 52 horsepower Lada. And I have 81 horsepowers. Woo.
Friends of mine would sleep over at the house and see full-bodied apparitions. The activity never ceased, and there was never a moment of rest.
I guess I'll
Eventually,
go
I
this
moved out of the
way.
house at age 16, which was an
Because
emotional breakthrough
Fitzroy
for my
Park
mother.
is always
She
a
was
pretty
drinking
place.
more than ever, and she was in and out of psych hospitals for suicide attempts. I never really understood it until 2013 when she passed away. I remember the night clearly because she had just gotten home from the Fatima Hospital in Rhode Island only a few nights earlier. In the middle of the night, I was woken up at the
Yeah, I'll upload this to
my dad
Facebook
saying
and
my mom was falling down the stairs
everybody can watch it.
hit her head pretty hard
That hasn't
and it didn't
been
look good. At the time,
around
I
Charlottetown in a
closed my
while.
eyes and attempted to go back to sleep.
Let's see what it looks like
Hospitals
Christmas
and
time.
institutions had become a regular
Of course, there's
occurrence.
no snow.
And then another phone call.
That's
Dad
the only
again.
thing.
Ignored. I started to close my eyes, but then something.
Brighton Road.
I looked at the
This
end
takes
of my
us
bed,
down
and my
to
mom was standing there. She was in
Victoria
paper
Park.
pajamas,
This is
white with pink flowers on them.
where
Just
all
smiling.
the
She looked
heritage
happier
century
than I've ever
homes
seen her.
are.
I sat up and we just looked
Old
at each other
money.
for a moment. Then she kissed me on the forehead.
Lots of
and was
it.
gone. I laid back down and sobbed myself.
It's so funny that I
The following morning,
was so very,
I
very
showed up
close
to
when I was 23 to buying a home down
told me
here.
that my mother had passed away the night before,
A
but I
home that
offered
was not old. It was
myself
built
an
in
hour
like,
to process the loss,
I
and
think
then
it was
started
built
to
in like 81 or
I stayed
2.
at my parents' house the night before the
Nice
funeral.
cedar
It
shingle
was
roof
less than
on
my
it,
dad,
2-car garage.
my dad, my brother,
It
and my
had like a
sister and I
2-stepped
lying
roof.
in my old bed
very stylish home. $135,000 they want it for it. That house today, if that was to go in the market, in the place where it is today, it would be somewhere around $500,000, maybe $399. $399 for sure. So the immigration is insane, and because of that, the house, that water is just, that's beautiful. It's a high tide. Very little ice. It's a small layer starting to form. Camera turn. Yeah, camera's good. We got some new toys on the left there for the kids. Rides and swings. They updated everything. The city did. The city of Charlottetown and Summerside are very, very good for investing in infrastructure for the community. They really are. They did this boardwalk over a couple times. You know, it's very expensive, and people use it and love it. And this park, Victoria Park, is like the crown jewel of the city. It's very, very active in the summertime. There's an ice cream bar down here, and it would be nice to see a few more businesses, smaller businesses like dairy bars and things, you know. But you don't want to ruin it either. It's a dairy bar. You can't really see it on my camera, but on the left there's a dairy bar. We also have these little, they look like old country road mailboxes, oversized mailboxes. You'll see them here and there throughout town. And they got a plexiglass front clear door, and there's books in there. And you can go and just walk up to a street corner and open it, take a book, and put your book in, whatever book you want to donate, and put it in, and you share. It's like a public library, free. And people don't usually mess with it. I think you might see the odd time somebody will like desecrate it, but for the most part it's left intact and people use it. It's pretty neat.
Energy in those moments. I don't know. I like that story a lot. I know, me too. Creep me out moments, and then also just weirdly reassuring. Yeah, it was like very touching.
Doggies.
Yeah, and I think that we've had stories before. I know for sure on my side of people who are afflicted with some of the 21st century, and that is your world this hour. Merry Christmas.
There's the Shaw buildings.
Feliz Navidad and Happy Holidays.
Feliz Navidad.
I'm Josette Lafleur.
Lafleur. Lafleur.
Good morning. I'm Noor Korane, and here's your Environment Canada weather report for Atlantic Canada. Starting in Halifax, where it will be sunny with the wind heading west at 30 kilometers an hour. The wind chill at -13 this morning, with a high of 0 degrees and a low of -6. In Sydney, it's mainly cloudy with a 60% chance of flurries. The wind heading west at 50 kilometers an hour, a high of +1 with the wind chill at -12. In Fredericton, it's mainly sunny with the wind heading west at 30 kilometers an hour, a high of -3. In St. John, mainly sunny today with the wind headed west at 30 kilometers an hour, a high of -3 and a low of -12. In Moncton, mainly sunny with the wind headed northwest at 20 kilometers an hour, a high of -3 and a low of -6. The wind chill is at -15 this morning. In Charlottetown, a mix of sun and cloud, 30% chance of flurries this morning with the wind headed west at 40 kilometers an hour.
We're on Kent Street.
The temperature is at a high of -3
Coming
and a
up
low
to the
of
parkade we were
-5.
on earlier.
In St. John's, flurries today with them at In St. John's, flurries today with about 2 centimeters. In St. John's, flurries today with about 2 to 5 centimeters of snow expected. Wind headed southwest
Buddy's
at 30
got the
kilometers an hour
personality of an
with a high
earthquake
of
on the radio.
-2. And that's your Environment Canada weather report for Atlantic Canada.
I think we'll turn left here. Craft beer. right there.
There's no place like home, and you are home for the holidays on CBC Music.
Yes, we are.
Hey, what's
Punjabi
happening?
Bites.
It's O'Dario
Ooh, that's
Williams here. You are tuned into Home for the Holidays, and I hope you are enjoying
Cudmore's
your
Altamar is
time
now
wherever you may
closed.
be.
The
With
old fella
radio
passed
turned
away.
up and your hearts tuned
And
in.
next to it is Noodle
And
House,
thank
which
you
is
for allowing me into
Charlottetown's
your cozy
best
space,
Chinese food.
especially if CBC Music has been your holiday tradition for years. Over the next hour, you'll hear some great songs performed by the Good Lovelies, Jack Johnson, Brian Wilson, Sharon Jones, and so much more. And if you're ready to sing along with me to a few good holiday tunes, let's start with this very cool electronic version of a classic. Coming out of Montreal, here's Milk and Bone with All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Is you.
For Christmas, there is just one thing I need. I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas is you. Is you. Is you.
Shoppers Drug Mart is indeed open. I think, yep, they're open.
I don't want a lot for Christmas. This is all I'm asking for.
McDonald's is open.
I just want
Oh my God. Michael,
my
what are you doing, buddy?
standing right outside my
Want a race? This guy wants to race. With an open hell. Out against Turbo. Woo! And University PEI. We're gonna go back home. Pick up Mark. Got some stuff to do. Burger King's getting a makeover. Geez, good time. It's been the same since 1984, I think. I think the last major reno was done in like 96, 95.
I'm David Common, host of CBC News, and you are home for the holidays.
Alright, I'll pause here.